Today, guys, let me be very clear. I'm speaking to you from a place of familiarity. I'm speaking to you from a place of all too familiar of what it feels like to wake up every day and not be optimal in your body. I'm speaking to you from someone whose body, weight, physical appearance used to take up so much mental real estate that I didn't have the space or the capacity to think about other things. Do you know how much real estate I bought back when I lost the weight? Now I can take this energy and effort and put it towards something else. Maintenance is just a much funner season to live in. Now all I got to do is work on maintaining the weight I lost. Optimal health is not a privilege, it's a right. However, unfortunately, the overwhelming majority of health challenges today can be attributed to lifestyle. This includes our physical activity, the quality of our relationships, stress, purpose and fulfillment, and of course, our diet. But what if there was an alternative? What if we could prevent and combat these health challenges with lifestyle changes before pills and procedures? You are listening to the Plant Protocol Podcast with yours truly, plant-based health and business coach, and now the forever voice in your head, Lisa A. Smith. It's time to come get this health. If you are successful in your career but inconsistent in your health, today is going to sting a little bit. So just get ready, okay? Because being overweight was so challenging for me, mostly because of the insecurity that it caused. Being overweight was so challenging for me because of all of the mental real estate it took up. Being overweight was so challenging for me because of all the time and energy I had to put into figuring out what I was going to wear, how I wanted to appear, what it would take to feel halfway decent in pictures and in public, and if I'm speaking in front of people. Like, being overweight was so challenging for me because it took up so much space. Oftentimes when I'm teaching and I tell my students or I tell our audience about my weight loss journey, I'm completely honest. I didn't lose weight because I was worried about the health ramifications. I didn't lose weight because I was worried about, succumbing to some disease prematurely. I didn't lose weight because it was the right thing to do. I lost weight because I got sick of thinking about losing weight. And I say that over and over again, and nothing could be more true. I literally lost weight because I got sick of thinking about my body, my insecurities, how I appeared, what I was going to wear, how many layers I was going to put on. And for me, I just wanted to focus that energy and that effort on something else. Like, I was just done. And I remember walking past the mirror, and you know how we do sometimes, especially if you're a woman, right? We all do this as humans though, is we focus on the things we don't like the most, right? And we know there is so much importance around body positivity, around loving the skin you're in, no matter where you are in the journey. That is so important. But I really got sick of walking past the mirror and just focusing on my love handles, focusing on my legs, focusing on the things that I just wanted to look different. And here's what's so dope about this life experience, this human experience that we're having. We have so much free will and we have so much autonomy. So it doesn't matter how many people tell us we look fine, you're okay, it's not that bad, you're beautiful. We have the freedom and the free will to change those things that we want about ourselves. So I made a decision many years ago, over 10 years ago, to do just that. I made a decision that I was going to do something about the things that I didn't necessarily care for. And for me, that was being overweight. So today, what I'm excited about sharing with you guys today are the 3 reasons why I couldn't stay consistent on my weight loss journey. And I know I'm not unique in these issues because being a coach now for 10 years, going on 11 years this fall, I have heard some of these same things or witnessed some of these same things with a ton of our students. And so what I'm going to share today around these 3 reasons why I couldn't stay consistent It's going to resonate with a lot of people. So make sure you have your emotional support team, because again, if you have been successful in your career, if you have been successful in your relationships, if you have been successful in your finances, if you have been successful in your personal development growth and in your growth journey, but you have been inconsistent with your health and with your body, today is probably going to sting a little bit. And what we know to be true is that when it stings, that is an invitation. It's not a sign that you should run, but it's an invitation to lean in. And that's the things that we need to be working on in that season. So welcome back to Monday Morning Keynote with yours truly, Coach Lisa A. Smith. I am the founder of Clarity, a community dedicated to optimizing health and the performance of high achievers, founders, thought leaders. And I specialize in helping individuals to eliminate chronic stress, optimize their physical health, and give them the business structure to make sure that their health stays a priority along the way. So I am so happy to be back here with you today. Let's get into it, y'all. Three main reasons why I couldn't stay consistent on my weight loss journey. And y'all know how my divine downloads work. I got a bonus for y'all today. So this is really going to be 4 reasons. I got a bonus for y'all that occurred to me just recently. And so I went ahead and put that on the list for us to talk about this here. Now, here's some little back end for you guys. The first is that I started my weight loss journey in 2012. And at that time, I was right around 190, 200 pounds, right? I remember my initial weigh-in at the gym was 190, but I'm sure I had probably been heavier than that. Kind of, you know how you fluctuate, right? And so that was a thing. I'm 5'8", and at 190, 200-ish pounds, like that was uncomfortable for me, right? I did not enjoy being that weight. I did not enjoy being that thick. I didn't enjoy it. Especially, I'll tell you why. My family, like my mom, is naturally leaner. So when I was overweight, it wasn't because I had been overweight my whole life. This is very important because I was comparing it to something, right? Sometimes when you've been overweight for as long as you can remember, it's probably a different experience. And I didn't have that experience. I got overweight when I went to college. But in high school, guys, like I was very lean. So I'm used to being slim. I'm used to having more of a lean, slim, dare I say, athletic build. I ain't never played no sport though, so let me not. But I'm used to being slimmer. I'm used to being leaner. And so when I gained weight, right, I was comparing myself to a previous version of myself. And so I think that's very important for you guys to know about my weight loss journey. I didn't come from a place where I was finally sick of being overweight my whole life. I actually gained the weight as an adult, and I ain't like it because I'm like, this is not what I'm used to, which means I had to go out and buy bigger clothes. I'm used to being a 8, a 6, and I had to go and get a 10, a 12, sometimes a 14. And so I just want to give that context around, what really made being overweight an undesirable experience for me. Okay. I was not always overweight. So now that I'm back to the size I'm used to being, it feels more natural. Okay. I want to be clear about that. It feels way more natural. Right. And so as I tell my story, I just want to make sure you guys have that insight. So at this time, when I started my weight loss journey, I was working as a social worker for the state of Michigan. I was working in foster care, and it was a very busy job. You have the kids, the actual kids that were taken out of their biological home. You have the biological family. You have the foster family. You have the court system. And then you have all of the services that the family has to go through to get their kids back. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of moving pieces. And I'm telling you that because it's going to be relevant later on in today's conversation. So that's kind of the back end of where I started when I started my health and wellness journey in 2012. Okay, so let's get into number one. The very first reason why I could not be consistent with my weight loss and on my health journey is because I didn't think being overweight and being deconditioned was that big of a deal. In other words, I didn't think that being overweight was a pre-existing condition. Listen to me very closely. I have been doing health coaches since the inception of my coaching career in 2015. And I cannot even tell you how many times I have asked clients, well, what do you have going on? What are you battling? Do you have any diagnosis or do you have any pre-existing conditions? And I cannot even tell you how many times people have said, No, coach, I don't have any pre-existing conditions. I'm just overweight. Listen very closely. Let me give you the real sentence that people use. I'm completely healthy. I'm just overweight. They say I'm healthy. I'm just overweight. Why is this such a big deal with being consistent on a weight loss journey or on a health journey? It's because if you don't see what you're battling as a problem, you probably won't take it that serious. I didn't know back then when I was overweight and trying to lose the weight on my own that being overweight in it of itself is a health challenge. In it of itself is a pre-existing condition. Like we think of pre-existing conditions as high blood pressure. We think of pre-existing conditions as high cholesterol, of type 2 diabetes, of autoimmune conditions. We're like, nope, I just need to lose 40 pounds. I'm healthy. Not realizing that being overweight is unhealthy, right? And so sometimes when we don't label things correctly, we don't categorize things correctly, then we don't know that this is the serious category, right? And we give ourselves a bunch of time. We give ourselves a bunch of second chances because we're just like, I just need to lose weight. I'm good. Like you would think going to the doctor and getting blood work done, getting tests done, and they all coming back good. Like, no, congratulations, Mrs. Smith. You don't have high blood pressure. Your cholesterol good. Your A1, your blood sugar is good. You know, your markers for inflammation are good. It's looking good. You would think that would be an ideal situation, right? And it is technically. However, if individuals have not been educated that being overweight is a health risk, hearing that you're all clear in our mind translates to, I can continue business as usual. Like, yeah, maybe I need to eat a few more fruits and vegetables, but I ain't got to be that radical with it. Like, yeah, I know I probably could afford to move a little more, but I ain't got to turn my whole life upside down to do it. Like, when we don't see being overweight as a pre-existing condition, as a health challenge in and of itself, we can be inconsistent, or at least I was. And let me tell you why being overweight is a health challenge. Let's be very clear, right? Because a lot of times the conversations around weight are around aesthetics. A lot of times the conversations around weight are about whether or not you do or don't look beautiful. Like, don't nobody care about that. I don't care whether or not you or the general public thinks I'm still pretty when I'm overweight. Like, thinks I look good. Like, your legs look nice with a little meat on them. Like, no, 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 no. I'm talking about the fact that being overweight scientifically increases your risk for cancer. It increases your risk for diabetes. It increases your risk for hormonal imbalance. It increases your risk for cognitive decline. Like, being overweight is a health challenge. And when you don't see it as one and you only see it as, well, I'm still cute, or the fellas like them thick. Like, if that's all you're considering with being overweight, like, would a man like me thick, right? Or I'm still, the face card still ain't getting declined. Like, if that's your whole basis for keeping weight on you, like, you're just ill-informed, because being overweight is a health challenge. It is a pre-existing condition. And so when I better understood that I was significantly increasing my chances for lifestyle disease by carrying excess weight. I was significantly increasing my chances for premature death by carrying excess weight. I was increasing my chances of a heart attack by carrying excess weight. Then I was able to get a little more serious. Does that make sense, everybody? Like, so the very first reason why I couldn't stay consistent is because I actually didn't think being overweight was that big of a deal. I didn't think it was that severe. I didn't think it was that problematic, right? And so I didn't need another meal plan. I didn't need more motivation. I didn't even need more discipline. I needed to fix something I didn't even know was broken. That's important, because a lot of us think, oh my God, I just need more motivation. I need more accountability. I need somebody to give me a better strategy. Like, I need somebody to write my meal plans for me. I need somebody to cook my food for me. No, 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 no. You need to know that it's broken. Like, you need to know that being overweight and carrying excess visceral fat around your arteries in your gut area is a health risk, right? Is the gateway to another condition. And when we start seeing it that way, things change. Like, most people don't even know, like, If you have a history of breast cancer, or you have like breast cancer in your family, or any other type of cancer that could be estrogen dominant, your risks for that are significantly increased when you're overweight, because you're literally producing more hormones. We think when we have like a estrogen dominant cancer or condition, right? Like, or fibroids or something, well, we're trying to be cautious about the type of hormones we're getting in our system. We think they're all coming from the outside, right? We're thinking that, getting, okay, I can't eat the animals, or some of you guys are still scared of soy, even though that's been debunked for decades now, but I don't want to eat soy because of the hormones, right? It's like, no, 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 no. When you're overweight, you're also producing more hormones, and that aids in the disease as well. So it's not just stuff you're getting from the outside. It is what you're physically making from being overweight. And so just understanding that being overweight is a pre-existing condition helped me to be more consistent. I distinctly recall the moment I learned that there's a certain point where you realize you don't need more information. You need space, you need the right room, you need the right conversations, you need the right level of expectation. And after being in countless rooms, I also recall realizing that every room is not designed for transformation, because every person is not ready for the level of responsibility that comes with clarity. If you're stuck in the same cycle, overthinking, second guessing yourself, doubting yourself, imposter syndrome, you're not confused, but you might be avoiding obedience. And it's costing you. It's costing your peace, your health, and most importantly, your next level. That's why on May 2nd and 3rd of this year, I'm hosting a live in-person experience in Houston, Texas called Fully Surrendered. This is a radical obedience assembly. This is a room for people who are done negotiating with fear. Because how much longer are you going to sit on what you know you're called to do? But here's the biggest lesson I've learned on my radical obedience journey. At some point, it's no longer fear, it's a decision. And trust me when I tell you, proximity changes everything. There is a different level of clarity, courage, conviction that happens when you get in the room. This experience will be rooted in radical obedience, which I define as doing what you're called to do despite fear, uncertainty, and lack of evidence. And alongside that, you'll also step into the pre-release of my book on radical obedience. This room will be intentional. It will be refined, and it will be filled with people who are done negotiating with their assignment. So no, it's not for everyone, but if you recognize yourself in this, I invite you to click the link in the show notes to get registered, or visit lisaangelsmith.com/fully surrendered. I hope to see you in Houston. Okay, let's get into number 2, the second reason why I couldn't stay consistent with my health. Now, for those of you who have a degree of any sort, high school degree, a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, a PhD, and then you probably got about 50-11 certificates and certifications and continuing education credits to go along with it. I need you to sit your smart self down here for number 2, okay? This is your chance to grab your tea and just shut on up and go on sip, okay? Go on, just soothe yourself right quick, because the second reason why I couldn't be consistent on my weight loss journey is because I thought awareness of the problem qualified me to solve it. I thought I was so smart. I thought that once I knew my issue, oh, you just be eating too late. Oh, you just need to stay out of those drive-thrus. Oh, you just need to read the labels. Oh, you should just fast. Oh, you just eat too much sugar. Oh, I thought awareness of my problem qualified me to solve it. You think the fact that you know you got a sugar addiction means you know how to fix it. You think the fact that you know you don't exercise enough, that you know how to fix. You think because you know what your issue is. Like, you know that, I know it's my 3 coffees a day with too much sugar in it. That's my problem. I know, coach. I know it's the fact that I need to rest more. I know. You think because you are aware, child, we be so smart. We so personally developed, honey. We so smart. We think because we're aware of the problem, that means we qualify to solve it. Now, mind you, honey, you went to a school for STEM. Mind you, you went to university for law. Mind you, you went to university for human resources. Mind you, you went to university for communication. But all of a sudden, as soon as you pack on some pounds and you know you got an issue with Chick-fil-A, you think you qualified to solve your problem. Mind you, your whole 4 years, your whole 10 years of education ain't had nothing to do with science, health coaching, none of it. But you like, I know what the issue is, which means I can fix it. It's so crazy because we don't do that with nothing else. Like we literally will see the light up on the dashboard on the car. We will literally get out the car and see that the tire is flat. But for some reason, we do not all of a sudden deem ourselves a mechanic. We don't do this nowhere else. We still call a professional. Like, I'm aware I got a flat tire. I'm aware that my engine has died. Like, we be like, I'm aware. But yet and still, we like, I'm aware that the toilet is clogged. But we don't all of a sudden call ourselves a plumber. But for some reason, with our brilliant black selves, as soon as we know what our problem is with our health, we be like, no, I don't need help. No, I'm going to pass on your coaching program. No, I'm good. I know what my problem is. I'm like, well, let me get this straight. That means you also a mechanic, a plumber. That means you also an accountant. You know the receipts ain't adding up, but you could do your own taxes. You ain't say that during tax time. You called the people. You called the professionals. You called the professionals. Like, you didn't get out there and try and get under the hood and wrangle some things around and unscrew some stuff and try and replace the engine. You called the professionals. But for some reason, when it comes to your health, honey, you think awareness of your problem qualifies you to solve it. The second reason why I couldn't stay consistent on my health journey is because I thought awareness of my problem qualified me to solve it. This is classic. This is the classic, I'll do it on my own. This is the classic, I don't need any help. You know what that is? You know who else does that? You know who else constantly says, I got this? You know who else constantly says, I'll do it on my own? You know who else constantly proclaims that they know the issue and they can fix it? Toddlers. You ever seen a little 2-3-year-old? They don't help me. I can do it myself. Don't help me. Yeah, some of us, we still in the toddler stage. You look like an adult. Your birth certificate say you an adult, but your actions say you still a toddler. That's who else do that? Toddlers. We be like, I want to do it myself. I don't want to need help. How many of y'all get mad that you still need help? I done have people do our 30-day challenge and get mad at the end of the experience when they can't stay consistent by themselves. I done had people stress themselves out because they need help. I done had people stress themselves out because they can't figure out why they can only do good when they're in a community, why they can only do good when they have a coach. What does that matter? Just honor the conditions in which you thrive. If you need a coach, keep a coach. If you need a pro, keep a pro. If you need to be in community, stay in community. You worried about the wrong fill in the blank. You worried about why you need help versus focus on getting the help, right? You beating yourself up because I just feel like by this point, I just feel like by now, I just should be able to do it myself. You a community person. Get over it and stay in community. Like, it is what it is. It is what it is, right? So I thought awareness of my problem qualified me to solve it. Right? I was living full out toddler. No, I'm an adult, but I identify as a toddler. I'm an adult, but I identify as a toddler because I want to do it myself. Yeah, I went to school I got an MBA. I do. I got a bachelor's in psychology and I got a continuing ed in teaching English as a second language and but I'm pretty sure I can help my own self lose weight. And so once I realized that I was not qualified, and it took a while, I finally got help, y'all. So in January of 2012, I hired my first coach. I hired a personal trainer, and Coach Tiff helped me to lose weight. When I stepped into the gym, And I finally handed my problem over to the professionals. That's when the needle moved. And it's not just when the needle moves, because y'all don't have an issue with getting the needle to move on your own. That's when the needle consistently moved in the right direction and never went back. You need help. You do. And you're not qualified to do it on your own. You not. And even though you know what your problem is, you walk around the car and you can see the issue, you can see the nail in the tire. That doesn't mean you know how to get it out and patch the tire up. Awareness of your problem does not qualify you to solve it. So once I hired a coach, I hired a personal trainer in January of 2012, and that is when the needle started moving consistently. That is when I got the help from the professionals who had studied, who understood what it took, because we thought we just needed the sign. We thought we just needed a meal plan. We thought we just needed a consistent exercise regimen, not realizing that it's way more to it than that. Okay. So you guys know I'm a business coach as well, right? So listen, you know what it reminds me of? So I've been business coaching since 2021, and I've been helping individuals to build their own coaching businesses, their personal brands, become a respected thought leader in their field. And as I've been helping people build their coaching businesses, there's a lesson that resonates with a lot of people that they hadn't really considered before they came into our business accelerator. And that is when I teach the difference between teaching and coaching. Teaching and coaching are not the same. And so when people are trying to become coaches, what they think they need is more information. Lisa, I'm not ready to help anybody yet because I don't know enough yet, right? I hear it all the time because they think that somebody's transformation comes from knowing more. Now, there is true that there is some information that you have to pass on to your client in order for them to be successful. There's some things they need to learn, undoubtedly, right? So teaching is very important, okay? However, that is not where the biggest transformation stems from. It doesn't come from knowing more information. But when people want to be coaches, they are constantly like, I'm not ready because I need to learn more information to give to people. But when they come into our business accelerator, I teach them that you think knowing more is the solution to you feeling ready, when the real truth is you need to understand that coaching is what moves the needle, not teaching. And coaching is not about knowing more. It's about helping somebody work through the resistance they feel when it's time to do what you taught them. So that means I can sit here and teach you guys the mechanics of weight loss. I can sit here and teach you guys about body fat and calories and exercise and how to eat. I can teach all of that. And many of you will still wake up tomorrow and make the same unhealthy choices that you made today with a whole new batch of new information. And that is the point at which coaching becomes more important than teaching, because at some point you have to stop pouring information into your clients and you have to start coaching them through the limiting beliefs and their perspectives that's stopping them to do what you taught them. Why is this important with what we're talking about today? Is because I thought when I was trying to lose weight that knowing more information was what I needed, when the truth is I really needed to be coached. And when I got a coach, shout out to Tiff, is when the things change. I'm thinking, let me just go learn more information, listen to more podcasts, watch more content creators on, social media and what they're doing on their weight loss journey. I'm thinking being that far away and I could just get some tips. Oh, they eat this time of day. Oh, they eat this and don't eat that. Oh, they shop here. Oh, they make their smoothies this way. Oh, they exercise this way. Okay, here's their cardio, the strength training ratio. You think you need more information, and it's not the truth. You need to be coached. You think knowing more about calories, knowing more about the time of day, having a list of superfoods is what you need. And the truth is you needed to be coached. So for me, that was the truth as well. I didn't need more information. I needed to be coached, because teaching and coaching are not the same thing. And I was trying to teach myself new information when I needed to be coached by somebody who could see my blind spots. And that's what many of you guys need. You need coaching and you think you just need more information, right? And that is not the same, okay? And so it makes me so sad. Before we get to the third and final one, It makes me so sad too when people like apply for business coaching or a business accelerator and they decide that I'm going to do it on my own first. I'm going to try and get some clients. I'm going to try and make money and then I'll come back. And I'm like, because you think you just signing up for more information. And it makes me so sad when they're like, I'm going to go launch a whole business that I've never done before, brand new to the industry. I've never done it like this. I've never done this before, but I'm just going to do it on my own first. And then I'll come back and get help from you. And I'm like, okay, that's not the order of operations, but I see you. I see you and good luck, right? Because you think you just need to be taught. So you're like, I can kind of go learn some of this on my own is what a lot of them are thinking. Like, yeah, you absolutely could go watch 101 free YouTube videos about starting a business, not realizing that the nuances around your personal experience, your own limiting beliefs, your own objections are what you need to be coached through. You struggle with confidence, but you say you're going to go out and get clients on your own and then get a coach. I'm like, what? You need to be coached through your confidence issues. You need to be coached through your lack mindset. You need to be coached through your scarcity mindset. You need to be coached through your perfectionism. You need to be coached. Like, absolutely, a YouTube video can teach you how to register the business and what you might want to price it and how to create content, not realizing you don't need more teaching. You need a ton of coaching, but I digress. Let's get into number 3. The third reason I was unable to be consistent with my weight loss is because I thought food and exercise and counting calories were all that mattered on a weight loss journey. So I didn't know what I didn't know. So this means that at the time, remember I told you guys earlier that when I first started my weight loss journey, I was a social worker. And so I was a social worker for the state of Michigan, and it was a lot of moving pieces, very busy, very high caseloads at that time. I pray that they have took some of them caseloads down in Oakland County, Michigan. But at the time, in Oakland County, Michigan, very high caseloads for foster care workers. And so I'm at court, or I'm visiting a child in the field, or I'm at a foster home, or I'm doing a site visit, or I'm in the office doing paperwork. Like, there were a bunch of moving pieces. And you can imagine, I also wasn't eating like optimally healthy. And so like, it was just stress, right? And so I didn't know at the time, as I'm like also trying to, squeeze in workouts and at least try and do slightly better with my eating. I didn't realize that weight loss was not just food and exercise. And how many of us, it's like, yes, we have gotten so much smarter around this topic, right? Like, we don't rely on the experts anymore to just tell us about our health. So many of us are very aware that health is more than your diet, is more than your movement. But for some reason, when it's time for us to lose weight, we don't act like we know that. We still only manipulate our calories in our plate, protein, carbs, and fats, and our exercise. Like, when we want to lose weight, and I know this because when we do our 30-day vegan challenge, our challengers ask me questions. Like, I'm trying to lose weight. The scale's not moving, or it's not moving fast enough. So coach, what time should I be exercising? Or like, how much cardio should I be doing? Or am I eating too many nuts? Like, we still only ask questions about food and exercise, right? But we rarely ask questions about all the other components that impact our weight. And so the third reason I was inconsistent with my weight loss is because I was thinking that exact same way. I'm thinking this is just a food and exercise equation that I just had to get right. Like, okay, if I carry the one, okay, that didn't work. Okay, maybe if I subtract this and add this, that'll work. Okay, let me subtract carbs and let me add more protein. Okay. So we think it's just food and exercise, not realizing that me being stressed on the job was aiding in me being overweight. But I didn't once consider what needs to happen for stress. Right? I didn't once consider how I need to probably prioritize my sleep and my rest different, because weight loss happens when we're sleeping. So I didn't once consider all the other components of health. I just tried to manipulate my diet and my exercise. I know intellectually that rest matters, that stress matters, that relationships matter. But I not one time looked at my partner as a channel to weight loss. I not one time looked at connection and intimacy as aiding in weight loss. right? And so that's the issue with many of us. And so today in our programs, we include those things because people don't understand how, for example, regulating your nervous system with intimate connections with people you love helps to lose weight. But when we want to lose weight, we're just like, well, I done stop eating potatoes and rice. I don't know what the issue is. Honey, your nervous system is out of whack. Disproportionately, your relationships are fractured. You're stressed out because your marriage is broken. That's keeping weight on you too. So like, go fix that relationship. Like, go spend quality time with your kids, with your pets, with your besties. Like, that helps to regulate your body so that it can chemically and mechanically do the things that it's supposed to do and to get back to a state of homeostasis. We only try, we like, well, I don't understand, coach, because I'm on a high protein diet. I don't understand, coach, I stopped eating so much peanut butter. I don't understand, coach, I'm working out every morning. Like, yeah, you manipulating 2 out of 10 things that need to be considered. Right? So it's like we know intellectually that our health is not just weight and diet. I mean, exercise and diet. But when it comes to us actually getting in the weeds and doing the work, we still only consider weight. We still only consider diet and exercise, right? And so that was the third thing that was keeping me stuck. It's like, Lisa, you're not paying attention that the job is keeping the weight on you. You overwhelmed. Like, how you going to lose the weight and you, like, your nervous system is overactive. Your cortisol levels are all over the place. Right? But it's easier to just change what we eat. It's easier to just change how we move than to, create an exit strategy from a job that's stressing you out, than to create an exit strategy from a relationship that's breaking you emotionally. Like, it's much easier to just change your breakfast than it is to have that difficult conversation with your siblings that you're not talking to, your parents that you're not speaking with. Like, I get it, but I'm telling you right now, that's where weight loss gonna happen. It's way easier to increase your cardio and walk for an additional 10 minutes than it is to face the grief you're having over losing that loved one. Like, I get it. But I'm telling you right now, when you face it, that's when weight loss gonna happen. Some of the weight we're carrying is emotional weight. So the third thing that kept me inconsistent on my weight loss journey was really believing that food and exercise were all that mattered. It wasn't, and it's not. And that's still true today. And so when I'm coaching people, when I'm working with them, I'm like, well, talk to me about stress. Where are you with that? Talk to me about fulfillment. Where are you with that? You guys know this, but purpose heals. Purpose heals. What I'm doing right now is keeping me lean. Literally being on here, operating in my gift of speaking, teaching, right? This is keeping me lean. Like, I am so happy. I can't believe I'm at work right now and I'm this happy. Like, happiness is a 12 out of 10 right now. Like, I'm so pleased with doing this work. Many people don't have that. Matter of fact, some of you guys are watching and listening right now from your place of misery at the job, right? Like, this doing fulfilling and meaningful work keeps you at a healthy weight. You want to know why? Because no donut, that used to be my thing, donuts, will ever taste as good as this feels. Like, I'm not willing to compromise my memory, my concentration, and my focus when I'm speaking and when I'm teaching with sugar, because that's what sugar does. That's why I stopped eating it. I didn't stop eating it just because I'm vegan. I didn't stop eating it just because I could gain my weight back. I stopped eating sugar because it compromised my ability to focus when I speak and when I teach. So now I have a reason. Now I have a reason not to eat sugar beyond worrying about my weight, which brings us to my bonus. Remember, I told you guys God gave me a divine download just recently, and I got a bonus for y'all today. So here's reason number 4. The fourth reason why I was inconsistent on my health journey is because I thought being overweight was a victimless crime. I'm coming up the street now. Hold on, here I come. I thought being overweight and unhealthy only affected me. I thought being overweight, having a pre-existing condition, having diagnoses was a victimless crime. I thought nobody was harmed in the filming of this Wendy's. No other humans were harmed in the filming of this faux faux. No other humans were harmed in this Netflix and chill session when I should have been at the gym. Turns out I was wrong. Let me tell y'all something. I owe you an apology. And y'all let me know if you accept my apology in the chat. I understand if you don't. Some of this stuff, you got to sit with it for a minute. But y'all tell me if y'all accept my apology, because up until just, a handful of years ago, several years ago, right? I never thought about y'all. Listen, up to until I really got clear, until I really got clear and locked in on my assignment and locked in on radical obedience, I never thought about y'all. Every decision I made about what to eat, about how to move, about who to let in my life, about what to do for a living was all about me. Whole space for me to apologize right now. I gotta make amends right now. I need you guys to understand that I never thought about y'all. I never thought about the people who needed me to be healthy. I never thought about the people that were meant to be recipients of my gift. When I was deciding what to eat for dinner, when I was deciding whether or not I was going to take the waiter up on his offer of dessert, when I was deciding whether or not I was going to take my girlfriend up on an offer to go out and get a drink the night before a speaking engagement or the night before I went live on YouTube, I never thought about y'all. I never thought about y'all. I only thought about what I wanted. I only thought about what I was in the mood for. I only thought about what I had a taste for. I never thought that being disoriented, I never thought about having memory lapses. I never thought about being overweight and insecure in my body, which affected the way I showed up publicly, as affecting anybody but me. I thought my insecurities, I thought my inability to say no, I thought my inability to be consistent was a victimless crime. I never thought about the people who it affected that were meant to benefit from my assignment. Now, the more mature version of me, the healthier version of me, the more clear version of me thinks about y'all all the time. Now, the more refined version of me thinks about y'all all the time. But there was a time when I only thought about what Lisa wanted. There was a time where nothing mattered except what I was in the mood for. Now, on Sunday nights, on Saturday nights, on Friday nights, I'm thinking about Monday morning keynote. I'm thinking about what I should and shouldn't eat so that I'm clear, so that the message lands, so that maybe I can impact and transform the people in the room. Now I realize that I can't afford to be overweight, because I remember when I was overweight and I was insecure in my body, it affected how I showed up when I stood up to speak. Now I realize that I'm talking and in service to a ton of women that have confidence issues. And for me to have a very good impact on them, I got to show up with confidence, which means, Lisa, your weight can no longer afford to yo-yo back and forth. Because if you don't have the confidence and the body confidence that they're aspiring to, who's going to be the one? Who's going to help them? How can you be seen as credible if you come on live some weeks and then you gone for 2 months because you done gained weight because you lost self-control last summer? Who is going to be the person that's going to be the consistent staple in their lives that serves as the possibility model? Lisa, they struggling with confidence issues because of their weight. They're struggling with belief in themselves because when they turn on the camera, they don't like what's looking back at them. They're struggling with keeping up with the demands of their industry because they always in pain in the knees, in the back, in the stomach. They got gut issues. Lisa, you got to be healthy because there is somebody who is meant to be a recipient of your consistency. My fourth reason for being inconsistent in my health and in my weight loss was because I thought being unhealthy was a victimless crime. Now, I told you I was coming down your street. I told you when I was on the block. Now, if you done got hit with a book, that's on you. If you nursing a wound right now, that's on you. You sitting here right now, eating some foolishness, drinking some foolishness, planning to eat some more and drink some more foolishness later today because you think your eating decisions, your exercise decisions, your sleeping decisions, your relationship decisions only affect you. Mind you, at the same time, your whole YouTube algorithm, your whole Audible algorithm, Your whole Amazon algorithm is all about business books and how to start a bit and how to become a thought leader and how to be an influencer and how to create content. Let me get this straight. You sitting here trying to create a brand that impacts other people. You sitting here trying to create a business that is transformational for other people, yet you're making private decisions that compromises that. Honey, change your whole algorithm. That you lying. You ain't even going to be able to execute. You're not well enough to do so. You mean to tell me you are refusing to address the issues that you need to heal from because it's too hard. And at the same time, you proclaiming that you want to start a podcast, you want to start a channel, you want to go live on TikTok, you want to do all these things. You want to, at least I want to be a speaker. But you don't think you need to do nothing about that weight. Child, I'm hit. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. I got some bullets left. I got some bullets left, right? Susan on YouTube said, I need 911. Listen, it's crazy to me. We really think we can start transformational brands. We really think that we can be influencers in our lane. We really think, are we going to blow up our podcast, blow up our channel? We really think we're going to write the book and release it and actually be the less than optimal version of ourselves. How do you not know that you not being overweight is not affecting that? One thing affects another. Everything is all interconnected. What? Huh? Being overweight is not a victimless crime because it impacts your self-esteem. It impacts your mobility. It impacts your health and your energy. And that impacts the assignment. It's so black and white. It's so clear. How you don't see the connection? How can you possibly think that your coffee with 8 sugars a day habit don't impact the assignment? How could you possibly think that having body dysmorphia, how could you possibly think that being disconditioned and can't even walk up a flight of stairs without being out of breath don't impact the assignment that God gave? How can you think they're disconnected? If you understood that they were connected, you would stop being inconsistent. If you understood that every decision you make when you have an assignment from God that's meant to influence the masses impacts the assignment, then you will make better decisions. So the fourth reason why I was inconsistent is because I really thought that the insecurity that came with me being overweight, that the out of breath that came with me being overweight, that the occasional stomach issues and all that stuff that came with being overweight was a victimless crime. It's not. Do better. We got to do better. If a bullet hits you once or twice today, if you on life support after this conversation, trust me when I tell you, it's because you've been trying to do it on your own for so long. You thought you needed more information when what you really need is a coach who can see your blind spots. And you need to be in an ecosystem with someone who's done it. Today, guys, let me be very clear. I'm speaking to you from a place of familiarity. I'm speaking to you from a place of all too familiar of what it feels like to wake up every day and not be optimal in your body. I'm speaking to you from someone whose body, weight, physical appearance used to take up so much mental real estate that I didn't have the space or the capacity to think about other things. Do you know how much real estate I bought back when I lost the weight? Now I can take this energy and effort and put it towards something else. Maintenance is just a much funner season to live in. Now all I got to do is work on maintaining the weight I lost. Listen, I was reading through one of our testimonials. Shout out to Malika. And Malika took Farm to Table last year, and she was like, she was filling out the exit evaluation. And she's like, I mean, I lost some weight. I kicked my sugar habit. It's so funny how the way she wrote it was like minimizing those things, which probably would have been the big thing she wanted when she first came in. But the way she wrote, the exit evaluation, she's like, I lost some weight. I kicked my sugar habit. But the biggest thing is I launched my own health coaching business under the guise of Lisa. I got my first challenge. Like, I'm like, yo, that's the testimonial. She's like, I got out of my own way. I got the direction. I got, the instruction. And I launched my own health coaching platform as a result of Farm to Table. I'm like, let's go. So it's so funny though that I beat a sugar addiction and I lost weight. For many of us, that's all we looking for. And I'm telling you, you should be looking for the activation of the assignment. Because the reason most of us are only gunning for the weight to come off or, the numbers to come down, the blood work to come back is because we think that's the finish line. We think like, okay, I'm on this weight loss journey. And the terminology we use, even journey in and of itself, sounds like there's a destination. It sounds like there's a finish line. And so we're on this weight loss journey and we think that the destination is whatever size you want to be. Maybe you want to be a size 10. Maybe you want to be a size 6. Maybe you want to be a size 12. Maybe you want to be a size 4, whatever it is. So we think once I get there, I'm done. We think the destination is to go to the doctor and they be like, all clear, no medications, all clear. Your blood work looks phenomenal. We don't realize that doing all of this, getting healthy, losing the weight, clear blood work, feeling good in your body, having energy, feeling well rested is the starting line. When Malika was able to lose the weight and beat the affinity to sugar, that is when she launched her own health coaching platform. Like it was the starting line. It's not like you like, okay, feel super cute. I'm just going to sit on my laurels now. No. This body that I have right now, losing over 60 pounds, getting over an unhealthy relationship with food, was the launch pad. Y'all see what I'm saying? It was the catalyst. It was in the beginning. She lost weight. Not at the end, she lost weight. In the beginning, she lost 60 pounds. In the beginning, she developed a healthy relationship with food. In the beginning, she went plant-based. See, y'all think this is the finish line. Like I'm here to get to the finish line. No, baby, you're here to help me get you to the starting line. In the beginning, she was free of diabetes. In the beginning, she normalized her blood pressure. Now she can write the book. Come on now. Now she can travel around the world for speaking engagements because she can run through airports with good knees, honey. Now you're ready. In the beginning, she took farm to table. This is not to get you to the end. This is to get you to the beginning. Does that make sense? It is the activation of the assignment that comes from doing the work to optimize your health first. You guys have heard me say that my health is my competitive advantage. My health is my competitive advantage. I don't stay healthy just so that I can be healthy and live long. That's like the cost of entry to me. It is so that I can create consistent content every week when my competitors are over there sitting somewhere with writer's block and tired AF because they living off of energy drinks and caffeine. My health is my competitive advantage. In the beginning, she got healthy. So that's what I want you guys to understand. If you're trying to launch something, if you're trying to become like a public figure or a thought leader or a subject matter expert in a certain space, because I work well with aspiring or beginner entrepreneurs, right? And you're like, well, I don't know what to do first. I don't know if I should work on my business. Matter of fact, we just had somebody enrolling Farm to Table about a week or so ago. And she had applied for our mastermind, our business accelerator. And during the business accelerator, she like, I don't know what to do because I do need to lose some weight. And I actually am still kind of on my health journey, but I got this health business and I think maybe I should invest for that. And I was like, unequivocally, you start with your health. That's the starting line. Don't even try and choose between the two. I don't know if I should invest in my health or should I invest in my business? What? Investing in your health is investing in your business. There's an order of operations. Say it with me, y'all. There's an order of operations. So many of us are starting businesses, writing books, launching things from an unhealed place. You're doing it out of order, which means everything you produce is going to be unhealed. Huh? Your offer, unhealed. Your book, unhealed. You ain't even speaking from a healthy place. Your podcast, unhealed. You just talking to us and just vibrational frequency on low. Investing in your health is investing into the next thing. What? Like you can produce and then you can produce excellence. And I'm telling you right now, optimizing your health is how you produce excellence. Get it in order. Get it in order. This is not the finish line. This is the starting line. Matter of fact, if you're trying to do something right now, I'm trying to build a community, Lisa. I'm trying to launch a business, Lisa, and you still struggling with insecurity issues and imposter syndrome, and I'm not enough, and I haven't healed from this, and these relationships are fractured, and I have a private food addiction, and I don't. How dare you out here trying to build a community and you ain't even healthy yourself? Now that's a doggone shame. How dare you? How dare you get in front of people like real humans with real lives who done worked hard for real money and tell them you gonna help them, and you out here barely holding on, child. We got to do better with building integrity into our core values in our companies, honey. It's so crazy how if I stay on here too long, I start telling y'all stuff I ain't planning to tell y'all. So this means I got to wrap up soon, okay? Be telling all our business. Okay, so let me get off of here, guys. I got to go eat. I need to make a smoothie. I'm so hungry, y'all. Today was leg day in the gym. So I had to work these legs out. Now, y'all know legs is one of the biggest muscle groups. So anytime you work legs, back, those big muscle groups, right? It's just, you be eating all day. So it's time for me to break my fast. I got to go eat. And I had water and I had tea. And I kicked it with y'all. Check. Now I'm about to go smash something. I'm about to go eat something. I got some leftover curry in there. Got some leftover pasta in there. So I'm about to go figure it out. Any questions real quick? Can stress raise LDL and liver even if you're at a low weight and plant-based, but with sugar? Oh, yes. Okay, so let me tell you this really briefly. Stress, and more specifically, the stress hormones, so cortisol, adrenaline, when your brain gets a signal that you're stressed because of your elevated levels of cortisol, it begins to slowly not compromise, but kind of turn the volume down on all other systems in our body, right? And so what happens is if our brain perceives that we are stressed out or in danger, and it perceives that through the levels of cortisol in our system, that is when it's like, oh, we're going to slow down digestion. We're going to stop all of these other mechanisms because we need to get you out of danger. So when we bring those cortisol levels down and we really start helping to rebalance the body hormonally, that's when we see other things begin to move again, like the cholesterol and like all of our other numbers. So absolutely, it makes a huge difference. You can already be plant-based. You could already be sugar-free. You can already be exercising regular. But if you're stressed, you're still compromised. You're still preventing homeostasis in the body, and whatever the numbers that might look like for you. So yes, it makes a huge difference. What is bad about oil and salt? I teach about this all the time, but just briefly, first of all, oil is very inflammatory. It is not a health food. Like oil doesn't grow anywhere, right? Oil is extracted from a whole food. And so number one, it clogs your arteries, right? Because it's pure fat. We've discarded the vitamins. We've discarded the fiber that comes in the olive or the coconut. And now we're just eating the oil, the olive oil, the coconut oil, the grapeseed oil, avocado oil, whatever oil you think is healthy. And so what happens is we've become disillusioned to think oil is a health food. Oil doesn't grow on a tree. It don't grow out the ground. Just like sugar, we've extracted it from a whole food. So oil clogs the arteries, the endothelial cells, the lining of the artery. It adds a ton of calories to your food without any nutritional density. So somebody who's on a weight loss journey definitely needs to be oil free. And then the inflammation. So when you have a condition like, say, for example, type 2 diabetes, the oil is going to increase the inflammatory properties and the flare-ups from those conditions. It is not aiding, it is hurting. And so oil is can be very inflammatory. And then salt, same thing, but salt is fine if you're healthy. The issue with salt is that most people think we need it to live when what we need is sodium. Salt and sodium are not the same thing. So salt is man-made. Salt is a combination of, chloride and sodium. Sodium is what we need to live. Sodium is the electrolyte. Sodium occurs naturally in fruits and vegetables and all of those things. So it's very different. And so a lot of us, we are getting all this extra salt in our diet from food that we didn't prepare, right? We're buying food. We're got a bunch of packaged stuff in our kitchen. And so we're getting all of this salt, and it is causing the blood pressure and all of these adverse effects because we thought we needed salt to live when what we really need is sodium. And so that's a short little bit about oil and salt and why we take it out for our 30-day vegan challenge. Look, you're going to be led by somebody who done lost 60 pounds, who been plant-based for all these years, done all the things I'm about to teach you how to do, healed from the abandonment of my father, left an engagement to somebody I was meant to be married, left my 9-to-5 because I wasn't happy in social work, started my own business without a blueprint, did all the scary things, y'all, did all the scary things. And so all I've done now is package that information to be in service to you guys. So I personally think it's very important to be coached and led by somebody who has done it and hasn't just learned about it. I mean, I remember talking to this guy one time, y'all. He was, I was talking to him on Instagram, not like dating or anything, but we were just chatting. And he was asking me some questions to help him in his business. And he was like, I asked him, did he have a specialization? Because he had a health coaching business. And so he was like, yeah, I specialize in weight loss. And I was like, okay, tell me about your weight loss journey. He was like, oh, I ain't never been overweight. Excuse me, say what? He said, no, I just know that's what a lot of people suffer with. So I just help people with weight loss. I said, oh, okay. Now, I'm not saying he can't help people. You can, because there's science. It's science. You can learn the science and you can teach it to people. But there is something about having the personal experience, because it's like some of the psychological stuff you just have to have been through. Y'all know what I'm saying? To really help somebody in certain areas. And so I'm not saying you can't learn it. I'm just saying it's better to be led by somebody who's done it. That's all I'm saying. So I suggested to him that he go specialize in something that he did do. He ain't talked to me since. I don't know why. I'm going to tell you guys the other thing that I do plan on doing that I'm pretty sure this is going to happen, though, for us to have an in-person experience is in April. I think it's the weekend of like April 16th. I'm speaking in Chicago at the 1% conference with E.T., with Dr. Eric Thomas and the whole squad, right? Inky Johnson, Mignon Francois, CJ, the whole squad. So I'm speaking in Chicago in April at the 1% conference. And so I'm like, let's just plan a meetup around there too. So we're probably going to have a meetup in Chicago for sure. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to make that a Clarity Socials. Our meetups are what we call our in-person meetups. And I usually like to do one wherever I'm speaking, right? So since I'm speaking in Chicago in May, it'll be warm by then. Then I want to do a Clarity Social in Chicago in April. Listen, I love speaking. And so we're going to have a good time in Chicago. And plus the lineup is fire. Like it's so many dope people, so many dope speakers. And so I'm super excited and I'm so grateful and blessed, right? That E was like, I need you. E.T. reached out to me like months ago, like before they released the conference, before they told people about it. He like, yo, I need you in Chicago in April. I was like, okay. I mean, this was months ago before anybody even knew about the conference. And I was like, say less. And so for you guys who don't know, E.T. is my personal coach. Dr. Eric Thomas, #1 motivational speaker. He's my personal coach. And so he texts me like, yo, I need you on the stage in Chicago in April. I said, say less. So when I tell y'all, we about to hit it hard in April. And so in Chicago, me and Kiwi already talked about it. We're going to have a meetup for my community. Like we'll meet probably the day before the conference starts. And then we'll have, of course, we'll do the conference. And so, but we're going to do a meetup in Chicago in April. We might as well. The energy is going to be high. Okay. I think that's it for me. That's all I have for you guys today. This has been so fun. I know it's been a long time now, but I hope my 4 reasons as to why I couldn't stay consistent in my health and in my weight loss were powerful for you today. I pray that something resonated, and I pray that you don't just let it be a really dope note in your phone or in a notebook or just a moment, but I pray that you take something you heard today and really use it to optimize your health so that you can activate radical obedience and all your gifts in the world. So it's been such a blessing, as always, to be on here with you guys. Love y'all. Have a phenomenal rest of your day. Until next week, bye guys. You tuned in today because, like me, you refuse to let your good become the enemy of your great. You're not settling for good health when optimal is well within reach. If you're ready to go from good to great, visit lisaangelsmith.com to learn more about our plant-based health coaching program, Farm to Table, and our plant-based business accelerator and coaching certification. But before you go, if you enjoyed what you heard today, please consider rating and reviewing this podcast. Until next time, remember, radical obedience is still undefeated. Stay obedient.